Hi everyone, it's Nisha. So today we are going to be talking about the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer and her new eyeshadow quad in Desert Haze. So of course, when Charlotte has come out with something new, I had to have it. It is not a secret that I love Charlotte Tilbury stuff, not every single product, but most of them. So when I saw her bronzer, I was so excited. In the summer, bronzers are everything to me, and I have quite a few, and some are better than others. First of all, this is huge and it's beautiful. It just looks like a shell. It's big bronzer that has in it not 0.56 ounces. But another amazing thing is it is refillable. So you have here this little hole. When you're finished with your bronzer, you pop it out and you can just buy a refill. And I think that's a great idea, because we love the lovely packaging, but as we know, we pay for packaging as well. So when you've run out, you only need a refill. So it's a beautiful compact with a lovely nice mirror. This bronzer is like her Airbrush Flawless powders, which I love as well. Very finely milled. This bronzer also has a hyaluronic acid in it. So this bronzer comes in 4 colors. I chose medium. It is very difficult to see online, but I'm very glad that I did. I thought if it's too light, then that's fine. I can use it when I'm paler. But I think this is a perfect color. Beautiful color. It is not too warm. It is more cold than warm, but I would say it's quite neutral. Beautiful color. Just to compare for you, I bought not long ago Iconic London Ultimate Bronzing Powder in Warm Bronze. Yeah, this one's got just 0.1 gram more product. But as you can see, these are very similar colors. This is really nice bronzer too. I bought that one first before Charlotte came out with hers. This is matte bronzer, and because it's that Airbrush Flawless one, you can use it all over your face. If you want to bronze your whole face, you could do that. You wouldn't use it just for contour or just to put it on high points of your face. So let me swatch this one for you. And I have seen people saying, oh, for medium this is not very dark, but I disagree. I think this is true medium, and it is so silky, so smooth. It melts with your skin. It's beautiful. Let me just compare it to you, just in case you have this one and you want to know about Charlotte's. This one is the Warm Bronze from Iconic London. This one is, I think, slightly darker. Well, very similar. I would say the Iconic London is a bit more red than Charlotte Tilbury's, but not red. Let me clip my hair. So as you can see, I've got fake tan on, so I'm quite tanned already. So you will be able to see how this performs, the medium one, if you think it's too light or too dark. I would say also that probably the best brush to apply it with is natural bristles brush, because natural bristle brush picks up more product and deposits more product onto your face. So if you try this bronzer and you think, oh, it's not very pigmented or it's not dark enough, it might be that you need to change your brush. I haven't found this not giving me any not giving me enough pigment or the color. I feel it's absolutely perfect. So I'm going to use the Morphe M527 brush, and I'm not contouring, just I will do one side first. It's very buildable, so again, it's not like you put your brush in, you put it on your face and you've got this muddy patch and you can't do nothing with it. But it is so airbrushed and so smooth. Okay, so here is the bronzer and here is without. I have on Laura Mercier mineral powder in something honey, so it's already quite dark and tan like, but I'm sure you can see the difference. So imagine if you were a bit paler than me, not much, just tiny bit, that would show up even more. So to me this is plenty. I wouldn't want to get the dark one. This is not a contouring powder. If you want a dark contour, you just use contouring powder. This is a bronzer and it does give you beautiful flawless airbrush look. But I must say that iconic London one is very lovely bronzer as well. It's, like I said, not 1 gram more, but it's not refillable. I'm going to apply Charlotte Tilbury's Cheek to Cheek blush in Love is the Drag. And now let's move on to the quad. I love it, but you know I love eyeshadows anyway. So this is the Desert Haze. It is all matte palette, which is good because you know a lot of the palettes are quite shimmery. I love the tones of these. Of course, you probably can find something similar in other Charlotte Tilbury's palettes, like the big ones, you know, these ones, or maybe other quads. So I will compare them in a minute, but let's swatch these. The only thing I would say about this quad is I am not too happy with this shade, the lightest one. I want that shade to really show up, to have really opaque pigmentation. This one doesn't. It does look like it on your finger, but when you put it on your eye, it's not very opaque. So let me swatch that. You will see when I put it on my hand. Maybe I should swatch it here because my hand is quite tanned. So if I swatch it on my whiter bit, they are so silky. You see, in a pan also, this shadow looks pretty light, but it is quite, definitely comes out darker on your skin. Then let's do this one. I don't like doing it on this hand. I mean, the pigmentation is amazing. Then the third one. And the darkest one. Look at that, that's just one pass. They are amazing. So I've heard that there is few eyeshadows similar to these. In Charlotte's, the big palette that came out was a Pillow Talk, the one that I've bought, but I gifted it to my friend because I thought it was very similar to my Small Pillow Talk and to Charlotte Darling. So I gifted that away, but I've heard from other people that there is few colors in there that are similar to that. In here I've got the Stars in Your Eyes palette, so I'm going to see, yeah, I think in this palette, the Happy Eyes, these two mattes might be similar, and maybe that one. So let me swatch these. Okay, so they are different, but only because they next to each other. I think if you had it on your eye, you wouldn't see that much difference. So I've used just 3 mattes from Stars in Your Eyes. So as you can see, if you've got this palette, you probably don't need that one. Then I have here Starry Eyes to Mesmerized. In here I can't see anything, maybe just this one would be similar, but probably not. Now I've got here the Charlotte Darling, which is one of my favorites, and in here I've got these 3 mattes. So let's check these ones and maybe apply it at the top. No, this one is definitely more pinky. Then let's see this Brick. No. And then let's see the dark one. These are definitely different. I mean, they're all different, but obviously when you look close up, the tones are a bit different. And I happen to love this tone, and I'm very happy with having it. But what I'm saying is, if you have any of these palettes, then you probably don't need that one, unless you are a collector of Charlotte's palettes. I'm going to go and clean myself off now. Okay, so when I'm doing an all matte look, and I like to use this all over my mobile lid, like I said, I like it to be very opaque, very pigmented, and quite bright, and that is not doing it for me. So if I show you, if I put this shadow sort of under my eyebrow, you won't be able to even see it. So it is good for setting your eyeshadow primer or your concealer on the eye, so your eyeshadows blend into it. But if I apply it here, I can't see it. So I mean, this is a useful eyeshadow, don't get me wrong, for what I just showed you, but if I'm paying money for a quad, I want to be able to use all of them and see them all. So if that was in this big palette, then I'm fine with it. I have one for under my brow, and then I have one that is maybe brighter that I need here. So yes, I would like to see this being brighter, not white, but just, do you know what I mean? Really opaque and the pigment really showing. And I will show you in a minute what I mean, because I will use something different on my mobile lid. So I'm talking about effect that, for example, I've got here the MAC Blanc type, and I just want to show you the difference. Can you see that? That's what I would like this eyeshadow to look like. Not like just, I understand that it's a wash of color and it is a very useful eyeshadow, but if I really want to emphasize my mobile lid, this is not going to do it for me. So I am going to apply the Blanc type on my mobile lid, just halfway. Because that gives me big mobile lid. Okay, back to Charlotte. I've got here WINDSOR 04 brush, and I'm going to go to this. It's a peachy warm brown. It's beautiful. I know, like I said, the other ones are similar, but this has very different tone. It might not matter to you, but to me the tones of it are important as well. So I'm going to apply it quite high up and just blend it out. The pigmentation is amazing on these eyeshadows. All Charlotte's eyeshadows are amazing. You would think that I have shares in Charlotte Tilbury's Cosmetics. I don't. I've never even received a PR from them. I just buy them because I love the products. You wouldn't believe how little eyeshadow I'm using and very light touch. I'm going to go now to the darker brown. And I will start to apply it on my outer V and blending it into my crease. These eyeshadows blend so effortlessly. Honestly, I think that's why I'm such a sucker for these eyeshadows. And I know that there are people out there, I think, that are not fans of those eyeshadows, but I don't know why. You know, we all like different things. I'm going to put this lightest brown on my lower lash line. That's what I mean. Sometimes when I'm applying lighter eyeshadow on my lower lash line, it takes so much work. This I'm barely touching. Her mattes are so amazing. I will put now a bit of that darker brown just in a corner here on my lower lash line. Don't get much fallout from it, just a tiny bit, but I haven't been even tapping my brush off, so that's probably why. Now I'm going to use the darkest one, just tiny bit in the outer corner, just to darken that. You can equally use this eyeshadow as your liner if you wet your brush. I'm going to take again this one, and I'm using, I tell you what, I'm using Goss 04, Wayne Goss 06. This is Holo P68 under my eye, and my favorite Holo P66 to work here in the corner. Right, so I'm taking the Wayne Goss 06, I'm going to go to that lighter one, and I'm just going to put it between the light and the dark. Now I'm going, unfortunately, have to go back to my MAC Blanc type, and this makeup is very similar. I don't know, I don't know what video I did probably a couple of weeks ago, and you really liked my look, a lot of you, and it was all matte look, so it was exactly this. I also wanted to show you that you don't always have to highlight the inner corner with shimmer. It looks beautiful, especially when you're having all matte look, highlighted with well pigmented light eyeshadow like the Blanc type. I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury eye pencil, the classic pencil in, oh, it's the brand, the classic, so I don't think this is, it's not Audrey, or is it? I don't think this is Audrey. Yeah, it's the classic. It's like a very dark brown. Now, if you ask me about pencils, yes, Charlotte pencils are very nice, but I wouldn't spend my money on pencils, because you can get equally good pencils from drugstore. Like, for example, I really like the Maybelline pencils, so you don't need to spend money on high-end pencil, but I have that one, so I'm using it. Okay, I've also put a bit of that liner halfway on my waterline, and now I will just apply mascara. I just feel that it's so effortless doing makeup with the eyeshadows. That was so quick because they blend so well. I don't have to work for hours at it. For my lips, I could have used something of Charlotte's, but my recent everyday favorite has been the NYX Los Angeles lip liner and the new Wayne Goss lip gloss in Hibiscus. Absolutely love it. I've been wearing it every day. This gloss is just a dream. Okay, my lovely, so all in all, I'm very happy with my purchase. And I'm so glad that she has come out with proper single bronzers. This is just beautiful, huge, performs lovely. I really love it, so I would strongly recommend it. I equally like the Iconic London. I think the price is very similar of them, but like I said, this one you can refill, which is big plus for me. And eyeshadows, what can I say? Apart from that little criticism with this one, although like I said, I understand the purpose of this eyeshadow, I would still prefer something really opaque and bright like the MAC Blanc type, for example. Okay, my lovelies, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and stay fabulous. Bye.